starting lineup. The big man, standing 6'11", number 11, Samuel Gallagher. At forward at 6'11" from Cypress Creek, number 1.
This is it. Open. Day. The regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with my broadcast partners, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. Man, can you feel the excitement in the air? And it's going to be the Bulls off the tip. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So the Bulls 5 right now. McDermott and Gasol, the duo at the forward. Michael Jordan is out there with Shaw. And it's Noah in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Well, you knew he'd win that race.
Definitely. I mean, that's what you call early offense.
Well, there were so many whispers and rumors last year of whether or not Carmelo was going to stay in New York or not. But it seems like he dealt with the distractions and obviously had a tremendous season.
And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. Here is Shaw. There's the three. And Shumpert pulls it down.
Still looking for that first bucket here to start the game.
Outside Anthony from past the arc. And the basket good. Anthony's got his second bucket of the night.
It's going to be tough for the defense today. If he's got his A game rolling here tonight, we'll see.
Fires the three. And the basket by Shaw.
There they go. Finally able to drop one in on their fourth try.
So it's the Knicks now. Calderon kicks to Anthony. And that comes off the assist by Calderon. 8 points for Carmelo Anthony.
How about that for a response?
They will say they can give the three as well as they can take the three.
Here's Shaw. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
It is so hard to contain him. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
The Knicks have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Calderon, the stupendous finish in traffic.
Red hot right out of the gates. 4 for 4 shooting.
Bulls have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Outside for Jordan. Here is Shaw. He's guarded by Calderon. And the Bulls, another 3.
A good open on the 3.
For New York, they've gone 4 of 4 to start. So a nice offensive rhythm to start here. And again, it's New York.
How about that? Gets it off right in the face of the big fella. Quick release.
And operating on the perimeter like that negates some of the height disadvantage, too.
Not a lot of people thought, Steve, that Chicago had a chance last year to do much when Derrick Rose went down, but they stuck with it and ended up in the playoffs nonetheless.
And they didn't just make the playoffs. They had home court advantage in the first round as well. He is bombing it today. How many more threes are we going to see from him?
Well, we've already seen plenty. The majority of his points have come on that shot.
Now here's Anthony. He's got 8. In low to Dallenberg.
Unfortunately for the Bulls, home court advantage really didn't do much for them as they dropped their first 2 games at home and were bounced in the first round. Another example of why home court advantage is desired, but it doesn't necessarily guarantee anything in the playoffs. Matchups drive results.
Well, the Bulls ran into a solid Wizards team and lost in the first round of the playoffs. It looked to me like he might have been worn down. And I think a healthy Bulls team with a little more depth is definitely a threat to go deeper this season.
Here's Shaw. Out of bounds, New York takes possession.
Let's take a look at Carmelo Anthony and some of the stats for him. What a year he had last season. Averaged about 27 points per game last season. 8 rebounds and 3 assists. And the numbers are pretty outstanding. I mean, we've come to expect it from him.
Well, he always impresses, Steve, with the work ethic, stamina, consistency. It's what the best players strive for and produce.
Chicago trailing here. The drive by Jordan.
And the layup just gift-wrapped right there. I mean, he had a clear path to the basket.
And it's the Knicks with the ball. And here's Calderon. D'Alembert passes to Calderon. And Shumpert kicks to Anthony. Back to Shumpert. 6 on the shot clock. Pulls up. Shot is off. And it's Chicago the other way.
Well, with Derrick Rose out of commission last season, the Bulls again look to run their offense through Joakim Noah in the high post. He assisted on almost 25% of their made baskets when he was on the floor.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Bargnani is checked in for D'Alembert. Smith comes in for Amari Stoudemire. Hardaway's checked in for Shumpert. And it's Pablo Prigioni in for Jose Calderon. Kept alive. Out to Smith. Anthony left side. He dishes it to Prigioni. Anthony against Heinrich. Anthony, the pass to Prigioni. Hardaway kicks to Anthony. And it's good, assisting on the play with Hardaway. 12 points for Carmelo Anthony.
And Noah last season becoming the first center to lead his team in assists in over 2 decades. Tallied 14 assists in 1 game. I mean, that was the first time in 35 years a center was able to do that.
Jordan with the bucket.
I don't know how they're going to keep this pace up. Both teams on fire here early.
And playing the game on rollerblades, too.
He only dishes to Carmelo. Pass to Smith. Inside. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one. And Joakim Noah, the highest assist average since Vlade Divac over a decade ago.
And he became only the 5th center in NBA history to average at least 12 points, 11 boards, and 5 assists per game. That's pretty impressive, partner.
Now, here is Smith following the miss by Derrick Rose. Right side, Hardaway. And Gibson sends it back. And that concludes a back-and-forth, high-scoring first quarter of play. Bulls lead by 1. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
Bring your costume. It's Halloween in the NBA. LeBron James and...
And off we go. A close game now starting the second quarter. And guys, what's your take on the Bulls so far?
Boy, a ton of threes in that first quarter. This team really lighting it up, guys.
Yeah, it's been an onslaught from downtown.
Taking a look at the Bulls. Shaw is out there with Heinrich. Then it's Michael Jordan. Then there's Mirotic. And it's Gibson in at the power forward. And Hardaway gets it to go.
And assists like that have typified their effort today. Great ball movement.
Really an example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kevin, Bulls coach Tom Thibodeau worked with Clippers coach Doc Rivers in Boston for many years, and they remain close friends, often sharing notes. Rivers said of Thibodeau, "He's the best mind I've ever been around. People keep expecting them to fall, but he holds them together. It's his system, but it's more just his way. He simply doesn't relent, Kevin."
He makes his players believe, Doris. That's something they both share in common. Thank you. Out to Smith. Gibson with the steal. Here's Jordan. Heinrich passes to Mirotic. Here's Shaw. Rebound by Larkin. New York's gone 3 of 3 from three-point land here tonight.
Oh, how about that basketball fan? Wow. Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, some coaches might want to see just a sure-handed lay-in, but I say put as much as you can on the finish and get your teammates going.
Here's Shaw. An absolute bomb from three-point range. Shaw's got a pair of triples in the second now for the Bulls. New York trailing. And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. Well, Clark, playing in New York can be nerve-rattling, and the Knicks had a lot of trouble last season getting wins here at home.
And, Kevin, if you look at where they ended up in the standings, a lot of it is because they just couldn't defend this court like they needed to.
Shumpert is checked in for the Knicks.
Well, we've got a moment here now, Kevin, to look back to last year's Knicks. Second in fewest turnovers per game. 7th in three-point field goal percentage. And they were in the top 10 in opponents' points per game.
Very well-coached team, Clark. I mean, you look at the numbers, and you talked about the few turnovers, the top 5 in the league, in fact, in fewest mistakes. So this is a well-disciplined, well-coached team, and when they're on their game, they're just one of those teams you hate to play against because they don't give you anything easy.
Here's Larkin, and the Knicks good for 2.
As you mentioned, the Knicks' shortcomings started at home as they went sub-500 here. Teams just don't make the playoffs with a losing record on their home floor.
And New York making a change here. Dallenberg's checked in. Chicago also making some changes. Joakim Noah's checked in for Mirotic. Gasol comes in for Taj Gibson. And McDermott's subbed in for Jordan. McDermott can't get it to go.
You know, it appeared to me that at times the Knicks did press a little too hard at home last year. They seemed to be forcing things that just weren't there. In an effort to appease this very demanding New York Knicks crowd, I think that pressure led to poor performances.
Shaw, no good.
That's some more rugged play from them inside. They have a decent edge in rebounds thus far.
And that hard work on the boards needs to continue. That could be what swings this game eventually. Well, offensively, he's taken a solid opening quarter and just built on it here in the second.
The Knicks have gone a perfect 4 of 4.